Let's jump right in. If you've got a side hustle, a freelance gig, or maybe just a passion project that happens to bring in some extra cash, you're going to want to listen closely. Today, we are diving deep into how to protect that hard-earned money from the IRS. We're using direct, no-nonsense insights from tax professionals to help you build an absolute fortress around your income. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Is your side hustle just a donation to the IRS? I know, it's kind of a harsh question, right? But it hits on a huge, completely valid fear for anyone out there putting in sweat equity on the weekends. You pour your energy into building something awesome, only to find out the tax system might swoop in and take a massive bite out of it. Well, let's look at exactly how that happens, and more importantly, how you can stop it. Chapter 1. The Amateur Trap. If you're a standard W-2 employee stepping into the side hustle world, there's actually a structural hurdle built right into the tax code. It's known as the hobby siphon. Basically, this is a trap coming up in 2026 where the government classifies your business operation as just a hobby. And if they do that, they literally delete your tax deductions. Poof, gone. The entire goal of this siphon is to keep you labeled as an amateur on paper purely so they can pull away those financial benefits. Which brings us to Chapter 2, the CPA's reality check. To really understand the why behind this whole setup, we need to look at what Brian, a CPA from Hidden Tax, has to say. He skips all the economic theater and points to one raw, undeniable fact. $39 trillion. That is the current national debt. And Brian argues that this staggering, hard to even fathom figure is exactly why the IRS is hunting for revenues so aggressively right now. And one of their prime hunting grounds, you guessed it, siphoning away your side hustle write-offs. The real stakes here boil down to this showdown: hobby versus business. If your hustle is labeled a hobby, it gets treated just like a standard W-2 paycheck, with zero tax shield. Your deductions? Deleted. But if you are legally classified as a business, you get to actually protect things. You can write off your equipment, your dedicated office space, your travel expenses, the whole shebang. This single classification completely dictates how much of your own money you actually get to keep. All right, Chapter 3, the 9-factor test. Now, you can't just declare yourself a business to the government and call it a day. You have to prove it. To legitimately protect your income like a pro, you have got to pass the IRS's 9-factor test. The IRS actually relies on this specific operational math test to determine if your side hustle is a genuine, true blue business or just an amateur hobby. Chapter 4, proving your profit motive. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it shifts us from being a vulnerable amateur to mounting a tactical defense. You have to prove a genuine profit motive, and you do that through action. Step 1, aim to pass that 9-factor test we just talked about. Step 2, open separate bank accounts, like immediately. Seriously, do not mix your grocery money with your side hustle income. And Step 3, keep meticulous records. Track every single piece of gear, every square foot of your office space. This is how you build an unshakable case. Listen to this warning from Brian the CPA. If you don't treat it like a business, the IRS will treat it like a paycheck. That perfectly validates why these steps are absolutely non-negotiable. If you act casually with your finances, you are going to get taxed heavily. Your behavior and your record keeping are exactly what dictate your tax classification. Which leads us to Chapter 5, building your tax fortress. You know, you aren't just filing taxes at the end of the year. You are actively building a defense mechanism. Don't be a victim here. Build your financial fortress by legitimately nickeling and diming every single valid deduction. We're not talking about doing anything shady. Actually, scratch that. It's more like systemic pushback. It's about keeping the math in your favor to aggressively protect your hard work. So, I want you to ask yourself right now, are you treating your hustle like a business or just playing amateur? Take a really hard look at your bank accounts and your record keeping today. Don't let the hobby siphon quietly delete your hard work. Reevaluate your approach, build that financial fortress, and protect what you've earned. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and as always, keep learning.